Once again, good morning, dear brothers and sisters.
Good morning, Father.
Today, Mother Church is inviting us to celebrate the feast of Saint Mathew, the Apostle and the Evangelist. Let me give you a brief introduction about Saint Mathew before. Mathew was a gentle human being, and then by profession, he was a tax collector in Roman Empire. Later on, Christ himself called him to be the apostle, and being the apostle, he wrote the gospel Mathew, and that's the reason we call him the evangelist. Dear friends, the name Mathew means gift of God, and this Mathew wrote this gospel in Aramaic language to the converted Jews of Palestine. His gospel text is given many important messages like Christ as Messiah, and Christ as Son of God and Son of Man, and Kingdom of Heaven is presented in the life of Jesus Christ, and the eschatological sermons and the passion, death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. This is a small introduction or a small brief information about Saint Mathew. And in the gospel text, if you peep through the text of the gospel and read between the lines, we will understand Christ saw this particular man sitting at a tax booth and invited him or called him to be the apostle. You know, Christ had many disciples, and yesterday we have seen many followers, the followers of men and women, and from there he is selecting particular persons to be the apostles, which means to be with him. One among is Saint Mathew. Soon after the call, he did not say any word, but immediately he left his job, he left his tax booth, and he left all that he collected in the tax booth and followed Jesus Christ to be the apostle of God, which means he already knew who Christ is. But certainly and surely, we will not follow an unknowing person. If somebody unknowing comes and calls you, we will not dare to go to him even. But Mathew is following him because he knew Christ before, and he received the call immediately and started following him to be the apostle of Jesus Christ. And that's the reason Christ is elevating the job of tax collector. When these Pharisees and all these people are coming to Jesus and asked the disciples of Jesus that why your master is sitting with the tax collectors and sinners, and why he is eating with them, his reply is Christ came for the sinners only, not for the righteous. Physician is needed only for the sick, not for not sick. So dear friends, today we should also pray through the intercessions of Mathew, so that we should be also called by Jesus Christ to lead our lives in this world. This call is very important, and this is the call which elevates our life. And that's the reason we many times hear God does not call the qualified, rather he calls and then he qualifies to be his servants, to be his apostles, and to be his disciples, and to be his followers. Now he is going to call you and me to be his follower, to be a Christian. He already gave an invitation to all of us through the baptism. Through this baptism, we are all called to be his servants, to be his followers. So dear friends, let's all intercede through the intercession of Saint Mathew, so that we will be called to serve the Lord. With this small thought in our mind, let's continue in this Holy Eucharistic celebration.